Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching from. It's Ibered Embassy once again, and today we are going to be looking at a very beautiful feature in Entra ID that enables users to actually reset their password if they happen to get to forget it without having to contact the IT support or the help desk admin. This feature actually makes it easier for it enables smooth transition. If the user has issues remembering their password, they can just reset it by themselves, and it also reduces the workload on the help desk administrator or the IT support team. And the feature I'm going to be talking about today is the self-service password reset, also shortened as SSPR. You hear me talk about SSPR, know that I'm referring to the self-service password reset. So basically, I'm going to show you the different ways you can actually access this SSPR. The first way you can access it in my tenant is you can actually access it using the M365 Administrative Center, where you come to your M365 Admin Center. We've dealt with this a whole lot now. If you're following my videos, you realize that I actually come here a lot. You come down to where we have our settings. You go to where we have the organizational settings. Under there, you go to security and privacy. This is one of the ways, as I said earlier, you go to self-service password reset. And then you go to this. You click on this, it will take you directly to where you can access it. This is one way. It's still taking you to the Entra ID Administrative Center nonetheless. But that's just the way you can access it if you are coming from the M365 Admin Center. Or you can just go to where we have the Entra ID Admin Center, click on Entra ID. Your Entra ID Admin Center, go to where we have password reset. Yes, under password reset, you're going to see self-service password reset and find out whether it's enabled or not enabled. So this was where this place took us. It took us to basically the same place. It's just the different ways you can access it. So you can either go to your M365 admin center, go to your organizational settings, go down to your security and privacy, go down to self-service password reset, and it'll take you there. Or you go to the Entra admin center, go to password reset under Entra ID, and then when you go to password reset, you'll now be able to access it. Simple, straight to the point. Now, I've already explained what self-service password reset does. It enables the end users to be able to reset their passwords without having to contact IT support or the help desk administrator. So basically, how is this being provisioned? Before I go into provision, you have to understand that the self-service password reset is actually enabled by default for administrators. Now, the settings I'm going to be configuring is just for end users. Admins, people that are admins, by default, they have the self-service password reset enabled for them. So I'm going, before I turn this on or I would do anything here, I'm going to show you an admin user I have and show you exactly how that user self-service password reset is already enabled. If I come down, I'm also going to show you a non-admin. If I come down to this user by name Basi, I click on him and I go down. I think he has two admin roles here. Under roles, you can see that he has the user admin role and the AI reader role. If I click on this and I open the incognito window and I go to office.com and I click on office.com, while that is loading, going to try to sign in. Then when I try to sign in, I will be prompted to put in his username. So I put in the username, which I think I have copied here. Yes, let's click on the username and then I go next. When I go next, I'm required to put in the password. Now, let's say I don't know the password and I want to reset it. I'll just click on forgot my password. When I click on forgot my password, it will take me to another place where I can actually try to reset my password. Note, Itemabong is an admin. If I come here and I click and I type these words that are here, www.d45, and I go next, it's going to actually prompt me to actually put in my verification from Authenticator app and progress as the case may be based on what I configured. Remember, you can have more than one method set up for yourself based on your configuration. And if I put in that this thing here, I can just go next. Let me just put in here so that I get to see exactly what I'm talking about for an admin user. Note, I have not yet turned it on for end users. If I go to my Authenticator app and then check for the code that it is requesting for, let me just quickly open that up and show you exactly what I'm talking about. Um, yes, I've seen my Authenticator app. I'm about to check the code. Then this is the code. This I go next. So it's going to ask me to actually input the new password, put in the confirm the password, and the moment I do that, my password has been reset. Straight to the point. Note, I'm dealing with an admin. I've not turned it on yet. But when I'm dealing with a non-admin, for instance, you're dealing with Kretu Sudofia, this guy is not an admin. He doesn't have admin rights. I'm not giving him admin role in my tenant. He's under admin roles. He has no administrator access. I'm still going to try to sign into the user and show you how the guy by default will not be able to reset his password. If I come down here and I click on new incognito window and I still go to office.com, after going to office.com, the moment it loads, I'm going to try to sign in, click on sign in, then I go to where I can sign in to Creatus account. So I click on this, and then I try to sign into Creatus account. I go next. I click on forgot my password. I'll be prompted to put in the code, and then I'll try to put in the code that's written here. You have KJ4K5HHX, and I go next. Note, he's not an admin, have not turned on. Now he says, we are sorry, you can't reset your own password because password reset isn't properly set up for your organization. You must contact your representative your password and check to your organization. So basically, he's not an admin, so he can't reset his password by default. But Itemobon, because he has an admin right, automatically has SSPR set up and he can reset his password. At the moment he was able to sign in and do what he needed to do, he can be able to reset his password. So now, how can we make sure that this end user who is not an admin is able to reset the password? Let's go back to where we were in Entra. Now, under this, we are going to select, you can either decide to enable self-service password for a nobody or for a selected group of people or for everybody. But I'm going to use a selected. I'm going to actually select a group that I want this to be enabled. And then I'm going to actually make sure that that person, that user that I want to actually have SSPR enabled in them is a member of that group. When I go to select group, it's going to show me the number of groups I have in my tenant. And when I come here, I click on the IT department and I click on select. I've selected this group now. I'm going to click on save. The moment I save that, it's going to take a bit of time to populate, and then it's going to save. The moment it has saved, I'm going to make sure that that user that I tried to sign in with that said that he was not set up for SSPR is a member of this group, then I'll try to reset his password again. So I can go back to my users and I can refresh this. And I believe he's actually a member of the IT department. If I come down to manage group, yes, he's a member of the IT department. So I can now go back again and try to see if I can reset his password. Sometimes it takes a bit of time to populate, but the moment it has been populated, you do not have issues. So if I come here down and I say, okay, fine, office.com, I want to sign into create a Office account, and then I click on sign in, and I go to where we have his username. Under the username, I'm going to put in his username that I already copied, krats@jesoltech.microsoft.com. I'll go next. When I go next, the password, I'll click on forgot my password. Remember, I tried doing this when I didn't add him to the group yet. Then when I go to forgot my password, it's going to tell me to put in this, the username. Yes, it should be automatically inputted. Then I'll put in this E5H35S. Then I'll go next. The moment I go next, it's still telling me sorry. It's still taking a bit of time to populate. Most likely, I said that before. So I'll just go back here and make sure I refresh it for it to take effect. I refresh this, and then I'm going to refresh this again. Sometimes it takes a bit of time to populate, but the moment it's done, you're good to go. Still reflecting as none, but I have selected the people. Let me see. I come to selected, come to select group again. I go to IT department, click on select, then I click on save. Save, I refresh this. I refresh this one more time. So you might actually have this issue where it takes a bit of time, but do not panic. It's definitely going to populate. Now I believe it has taken effect. So I now come back here. I go to my user. I open a new tab. I close this. I go to office.com. Remember, I'm using the incognito window. I click on sign in. When I click on sign in, I'll be required to put in his username. I copied it already. I put in the username. I go next. When I go next, the password, I click on forgot my password. Then I now try to put in this that has been reflected here. EX3 EHWP. I go next. And I go next. Yes, now he's asking me to actually enter a verification code from my application. So I can just go to where that guy has been signed in. I can put in the verification code. Then I go next. When I go next, it's going to actually tell me to put in my new password. So I'll just put in my new password. And I go finish. Basically, I have successfully reset the password of this user without actually having to contact the admin the moment I set up that SSPR. Basically, that's what I wanted to show us today, how you can easily configure SSPR. Remember, I had already created the IT department, which is security group, where I added the users to. I selected that group, and then the SSPR was able to be effected in that particular end user. But for the administrators, the people that are admins, like Itemebo that was an admin, I didn't need to configure it. I just had to go after signing in and in registering him under the authenticator app. I could easily be able to reset the password. Now, under authentication method, this way you can actually decide to list the number of methods that are required to reset for the end users. Either it's two or it's one based on your preference. You can also decide to use security questions. But if you can see here, we have the security questions that are retiring in March 2027. So after that, the security questions won't be available for password reset. Make sure users are set up with supported authentication methods to avoid disruption. So take note of this instruction in your tenants, your organization, to make sure that you are not having issues. Under registration, this way you can actually decide to require users to register when signing in. You can decide to turn it on or turn it off. If you turn it on, it means that users will need to register when they're trying to sign into their account for the first time. A number of days that is required to be confirmed is over 108. You can reduce it based on your preference. Then under notifications, you can decide to notify users on password reset, or you can decide to notify all admins based on your preference. Under customization and on-premise integration, administrator policy, this is the policy that governs the admins. We have just one method set for admins. We have these are the methods available to admins, and is it enabled for admins? Yes. Now you can actually edit this policy you're seeing here using PowerShell. I believe I'll do a video where that is actually being shown. Then note that actually you don't need to have Entra P1 or P2 except you have hybrid users in your tenants. As far as you have only cloud only users, you can actually use the Entra free license, as the basic Entra license, to be able to carry out SSPR. For you to get to know which of the Entra license you're using, you can just come to your overview under Entra ID. You can see mine is Entra ID P2, the developer's tenant. But for you, even if it's Entra ID free, you can actually still use it to configure self-service password reset. So thank you so much for coming today, and I believe you have learned how to configure self-service password reset and understand that for administrators, you don't need to turn it on from the password reset by default. The person is an admin, SSPR is configured for them. But for normal users, for standard users, you need to go and configure it and add them to a group and enable it for them to be able to reset their passwords by themselves, thereby reducing the workload on the IT support team and making sure that there is a seamless and stressless flow of work in the organization. Thank you, and see you in my next video. Please do not fail to subscribe to my YouTube channel as I drop content regularly. Bye bye.